Hey folks, with 2 years of Vaniki and a new server announcement coming up, I wanted to go through all of these that have been done to date. I'm stopping at level 65 achievements, which is through level 75 errors of the game. Remember, you're doing these achievements under-leveled, but I will add a bonus one at the end, which is just too amazing to skip. Alright, so the whole idea of Vaniki is to get neat stuff you can claim on other servers for your quote-unquote main character by killing certain bosses under-leveled, usually by 10 levels. So these start with level 50 content where you have to be level 40 and work their way up to live. I've definitely spent a bit of time chasing these items, so let's hop right in. First up, we've got defeat Finny, Lady Vox, and Nagy by level 40. The reward is the title The Valiant. Okay, so this is just a title reward, not really my thing as I usually play with that stuff turned off, putting that in a C tier. If you want to get this one, it's pretty easy. You can probably do it with 2 mercs. Just point them in the direction of the bosses. Tank mercs can really carry a few of these achievements. Next, it's defeat Keswick Thule by level 40. The reward is an infinitely clicky food item. This one is amazing for a new server and putting it in S tier. In principle, you can box this one with 3 tunes and 3 mercs, but it's a real pain to deal with as you've got to clear Fear and the golems. So I'd recommend you grab a few friends when you do it. Next up, defeat Sev, Gore, Tal, and Track by level 50. Gives you a metamorph wand for your pets or to summon a little raptor familiar. Cute if you're into that sort of thing. Putting it in B tier. You can do this one again with a couple mercs. Just get a healer and a tank merc, and they should be good to go. They're just really too good for these low-level achievements. Now we've got defeat Lord Jelinek by level 50. This gives you Trinket of the Far Frozen Wastes that lets you port directly right near Sonalak in Velius's Western Waste Zone. Really solid item, giving it a A tier. It'd probably be moved to S tier if Daybreak ever cleaned out the bots in Siren's Grotto era, but who are we kidding, right? This is another one that's easy to do with mercs. You'll need to get a bit of factioning, first in Kale, so you can run up there, but just kill Statute and you should be good to go. Alright, moving up to level 55, we've got Emperor Syrah, and the reward is another Metamorph Wand. This is one of the only ones that is only a 5 level instead of a 10 level differential. Gonna put this into C tier. It's a bit tougher to get, and you'll probably need a few friends and a couple groups just to deal with all the mechanics and ads going on. It seemed like we needed cures even with super out of era gear. Also at level 55 is defeat Solusek Row. That's another title, the penultimate element. Another C tier here. I don't actually have this one, I never did it. Major pain to do it, as you need to do the flagging for it to get up to his chamber. The alternate access quests do work for that, so that's probably your best bet if you want to do this one. Once you've dealt with that nonsense, the fight itself is another remarkable one. Next we've got the Curse Reborn Eldon raid at level 55. That's the Guk escort quest, and the reward is Token of the Magus, which lets you summon your own Eldon Magus you can use wherever to port to those locations. Another S tier item here, but not for the reasons you might think. You can only use the ports when the zones open up, so North Row, etc. once Eldon is open, and Natembi once GOD is open. But if you tell it Natembi before GOD is open on the server, it'll evac you. So super great item if you're trying to navigate Syrah or get across Burning Woods, for example, on an early TLP. Tons of uses for that item. Oh, by the way, I've now figured out how to box this achievement, although it's a real pain. I might be able to be convinced to do a run of that for y'all before the 25th anniversary server comes out. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to comment below and sub so you make sure you get notification about it. Last of the 55 achievements is defeat Cragbeast Queen, and the reward is a bag of currency. You can check my video about the first year on Vaniki to get my real thoughts and a bit of history behind this train wreck, but it's getting F tier. Total server bait and switch. You can kill it with a single group these days. You'll want to make sure to put armor on your merc if it's going to tank it, but there's nothing good to do with the reward unless you plan on playing on Vaniki. P.S. Chill mode is recruiting. Moving on to level 60s, we've got defeat Sendai the Hive Queen, and the reward is another Metamorph Wand. No one's ever done this raid because it's bugged, giving it an F tier for that reason. Daybreak's last patch notes for February say they've fixed that, but we'll have to see. Also at level 60 is Defeat the Tolling of Dissonant Bells. The reward is a mount. Putting this at A tier, very solid item. It says on item it's a fast mount, but some people who tried it on tunes that had never had a mount were claiming it's actually a very fast mount, so that might just be a typo. It really should have been a flying mount though. I mean, just look at those wings. You're going to need an actual raid with decent gear to do this one. It's not easy. The first level 65 achievement is Defeat Lethar, and the reward is a clickable water item. This is another S tier item. That drink is just so bis for such a long time on a new server. The main downside is that it requires a lot of effort. You've got to get someone flagged to request it, and then after that, it's not super easy. So you'll need a raid in pretty good gear to achieve this one. And the final one from 65 and below is Defeat Mayong's Mistresses. That's the first boss in Solteris. The reward is a bright bag of collection, which is a 40 slot collectibles bag. I'm kind of meh on this one, putting it as a B. It's a solid item, but not clear why they would make it the reward from TBS, since collections don't really start until Reign of Fear, and there's 40 slot collection bags at that point, so it's not unique either. Anyway, you're going to need a good raid setup to get this one. The fight is pretty much just a DPS check, so you need to meet that while being 10 levels under. Alright, so that's everything through level 65. There's definitely a few there you're going to want to snag for the next TLP. Oh wait, I did mention a bonus one, didn't I? There's a few that have been done past that level, but I'm just going to mention one of them for now because it's so amazing, which is Defeat High Priest Siltet Zalvek by level 90. That's the murder mystery raid in Charged Landing from Reign of Fear, and the reward is a port clicky that takes you all the way to Epicenter. That would already be a solid item, since it's a bit of a pain to get down there, but that's not why this is getting in the S tier. Now, normally Reign of Fear opens up in stages. Tier 3 comes out on day 4, and Tier 4 comes out on day 8 on a time lock progression server. Well, this item works from day 1, so it lets you get into Tier 4 from launch. That's right, folks, early access. If you're in a guild that's trying to race down content, you need this item. It's also just amazing to have one of these to put in your guild hall early so people can go farm names there. The raid itself isn't that bad to get the achievement, but you do need a full raid with some decent gear on it. The kind folks in chill mode might have a few for sale to put down in your guild hall as well for those of you on Mischief who are looking to open up your chrono stacks. Alright, that's it for now. Everything you need to know about those Vaniki achievements for the next TLP. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and good luck out there, everyone.